What's up, my insane people? Campbell Office back with another reaction video. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. I know in the previous video I said I'm having some difficulties. I'm still having those, but I think I do have some more amount of knowledge, but at the same time, I'm still having a little bit of difficulties, so hopefully please be a little bit more patient, and I hope this YouTube channel will skyrocket. Anyways, this reaction video I'm going to be doing is by WrestleLamia. If you guys don't know who he is, I highly recommend you check out his channel. And the video we're watching is 10 WWE wrestlers that were unhappy with their finisher without having permission. Anyway, let's watch.
Now, a wrestler's finishing move should be the most special move in their entire arsenal. The issue is that it's very hard for a wrestler to come up with a unique move for their finisher that fans have never seen before. This usually means that wrestlers could use a move that was made famous by another wrestler.
Once again, Rollins with another pedigree!
But there's an unwritten rule in wrestling that they must ask for permission from that wrestler to use the move in question. However, that doesn't always happen and can result in bad blood between those two wrestlers. Which wrestler was really angry that their finishing move had been stolen? Well, join us now as WrestleLamia looks at 10 times wrestlers were unhappy with their finisher being stolen. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
And why not subscribe to my channel?
Number 1. Chris Jericho and The Miz.
Really?
In 2001, Chris Jericho debuted a short-lived finisher known as the Breakdown.
Sorry guys,
In
that's
essence,
my dog.
being half Nelson into a facebuster, and the finisher was notable for winning Jericho his first world title at the 2001 No Mercy pay-per-view. However, the finisher would quickly be retired, and Jericho would stick to the walls of Jericho, the Lion Salt, and then later the Codebreaker for the rest of his career. The Miz would use the Breakdown finisher 5 years later upon his debut in 2006, and he would rename the move
Skull-crushing finale!
and managed to make it more famous as a result. Jericho, however, appeared to have a problem with The Miz using the move. During the 2019 TLC pay-per-view, Jericho would respond to a fan who claimed that The Miz had stolen Jericho's entire gimmick. Jericho replied with, "He stole everything else, so whatevs." Fans quickly realized what Jericho was referring to, and numerous fans questioned why Jericho suddenly had an issue with The Miz using Jericho's old finisher almost a decade later. Number 2. Billy Kidman and Paul London.
And you're gonna see the champ. Suicide move!
Billy Kidman had one of the best looking finishers of all time. His shooting star press is legendary, and some say it's the greatest version of the move in wrestling history. Kidman, however, had huge issues when another wrestler tried using the move. This was Paul London, and he would reveal during an interview on the Pancakes and Power Slam show that, "I remember we were working, I think Matt Hardy and Shannon Moore in New York, and I decided that we could start doing something where Brian Kendrick is on all fours, and I run jump off his back and do a shooting star press off his back. So we started doing that in the matches, and it was getting really good reactions, how we were using them. And I remember Billy Kidman coming up to me and he said, 'Hey man, you're gonna steal my move every night? You're gonna keep stealing my move every night?' I just looked at him and said, 'Do you do a running shooting star off the back?' He goes, well no. But I go, well, yeah." Number 3. Chris Jericho and the Revival.
Where's the sky?
Really?
Codebreaker! Taking advantage of the distraction! Shatter Machine!
The Revival's finishing move is called the Shatter Machine. The move features a flapjack into a
God.
Codebreaker and is one of the best looking double team finishes in all of wrestling. Chris Jericho, who uses the
They were a really
Codebreaker
good
as a
tag
finishing
team as
move, had
well.
a major issue with the Revival using the move back in 2016. Taking to Twitter, Jericho would state, "Always nice to see the indie kids disrespecting the ones who came before them.
Bruh.
Hashtag keep it up." This led to NXT General Manager William Regal responding with, "The tens of thousands of us that came before you are all thankful you invented everything, Chris. Again, thank you." Number 4. Bret Hart, Stone Cold, and The Rock.
Oh, the sharpshooter?
That Bret Hart is one of the most opinionated figures in all of wrestling. After all, Hart was the guy that rated the legendary match between The Undertaker and Triple H at WrestleMania 28 84 out of 10. Speaking to Fightful in 2020, Hart would reveal that he wasn't a fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock using his iconic sharpshooter because they always executed it poorly.
Why would you give that WrestleMania match a 4 out of 10?
A hard time putting it on The Rock. They would tell you that themselves. You think when you look at it, you go, oh, I can put that on, but you gotta think about it and gotta know how to put it on to appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of guys, even the Screwjob, had to yell up at Shawn as he was putting it on. Had to yell up, you're putting it on backwards. Then if you watch, he switches. So I actually helped him put the final Screwjob on right. I think Sting always put it on. Scorpion Deathlock and the Sharpshooter are basically the same thing. So Sting was always a real pro. He put it on as well as anybody. If anything, he had it first, I think. Number 5, Kenny Omega and Seth Rollins. In 2016, Vince McMahon decided to ban Seth Rollins from using the curb stop. He believed that the move looked unsafe and it was going to lead to numerous concussions on the WWE roster.
Also, if I remember correctly, another reason why the name curb stomp was banned was because I think it had to do with there was a controversial definition of a curb stomp. Specifically, skin color. I do not want to get into that, but that's probably the best amount you're gonna get out of my info.
As a replacement for the curb stomp, Rollins would use the pedigree, a move made famous by Triple H, and it made perfect sense as Rollins was in an ongoing program with Triple H at the time. However, following WrestleMania 33,
he had to find a new one,
meaning Rollins needed a new finisher. He opted to use a knee to the head as his finishing move, which was the exact same as Kenny Omega's finisher, the V-Trigger. Omega appeared to be annoyed by wrestlers using the move.
Don't you feel sorry?
Went on to tweet out, well, at least I still have my entrance music. Omega did follow it up with a tweet saying, to clarify, I'm not upset. The thievery of late is blatant, funny, but anyone who's free to put their own spin on stuff, I'll be out doing the same. The tweet was received negatively by fans as it obviously had a sarcastic manner to it. Number 6, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, and Jack Swagger. Kurt Angle has solidified himself as one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. However, there was a period when Angle was in an extremely dark place, and as a result, this made him extremely bitter and negative towards WWE. In 2012, Angle had an issue with Randy Orton using the Angle Slam and Jack Swagger using the Ankle Lock submission. Angle would state, when Jack Swagger copies my Ankle Lock and Randy Orton does my Angle Slam, it's disrespectful. I didn't come up with the Ankle Lock. Ken Shamrock came up with the Ankle Lock, but I waited until he retired to do the Ankle Lock. That company has no respect for me. Number 7, John Cena and Tyler Rex. In 2010, WWE decided to push half a dozen young talents.
I'm Tyler Rex.
Wasn't this the attitude adjustment?
One of these talents was Tyler Rex. Rex would be a tall, imposing figure who certainly had the right look to appeal to Vince McMahon. However, his push quickly fizzled out, and it would be revealed during an episode of the Sean Ross podcast that Rex having a finishing move similar to John Cena's could be the reason for Rex's sudden loss of a push. Ross revealed, Tyler Rex told me a story one time about how he went through the curtain after doing his inverted Death Valley driver, the Burning Hammer, and John Cena didn't go off on him, but was like, what is that? That's too similar to my move. Don't do it again. And I have actually heard that about multiple people as it pertains to John Cena and their finishing move, but if it looks similar to his, and he was like, don't do it. Number 8, Goldberg and Roman Reigns. Goldberg is a wrestler who seems to blur the lines between kayfabe and reality. Goldberg often takes his profession too seriously, and he sometimes works himself into a shoot. This had occurred on numerous occasions, most recently when Goldberg would take issue with Reigns using the spear as his finishing move.
Oh god, 2016 with Goldberg, or Brock Lesnar, my bad. I remember that match. That shocked quite a lot of people. That actually really did. I think it was in 2016. Was that Survivor Series 2016 or 17? No, 2017 was when they introduced the two different colors, the red and the blue. I'm pretty sure 2016. Yeah, 2016. Roman and Braun, in my honest opinion, one of the more underrated rivalries.
Even when Goldberg wasn't working in Angle at the time, Goldberg revealed on the bump that he backed out on me at WrestleMania. He stole my move God knows how long ago, and he continues to perform it at a subpar level.
I don't know,
To be
man.
perfectly honest, I'm the dude who delivers a spear, and I don't think he understands what it's like until I deliver one to him.
If I remember correctly,
It's coming,
Goldberg's
and I'm coming for you.
spear
I may be old,
is
I may be grey, but I'm
pretty
still
pretty
Goldberg.
stiff.
Number
If I
9,
remember correctly.
Kenta and CM Punk.
Oh, I think I may have heard something about this. The
CM Punk
GTS.
using the move in WWE. However, in Japan, it was made famous by Kenta using the move. Punk would notably borrow the move, however it was unclear if Punk ever asked Kenta to use it. Taking to Twitter in 2020, Kenta would tweet out a video of him executing a GTS. He would caption the tweet with,
Yeah, I
"This is my
remember
very
this.
first go to sleep," before someone used in WWE. Kenta's follow-up tweet contained more profanity, and a fan replied to his tweet with a gif of CM Punk. Kenta would reply with, "I don't give a f***. And let me tell you one more fact. I always open my arms for that someone pay royalties to me." And number 10,
Dude.
Stone Cold and John Cena. In
Oh, the
2019,
springboard
John Cena began to
stunner.
heavily expand his moveset. One of the moves Cena added to his repertoire was a springboard stunner move. This move was obviously done to pay tribute to Stone Cold Steve Austin and his legendary stunner. Austin, however, had a big issue with the move, and the issue related to how Cena was using the move as a transitional move and very rarely as an actual finishing move.
Yeah.
Speaking on his
I
podcast,
think
Austin
that was another
such a
thing
dynamic move
why
that
the
requires such
springboard
precision
didn't
and
really
timing.
sit
Because his
well.
foot could slip on that rope. Guys are wearing baby oil. They're
Like, it's a
sweating.
stunner.
Anything can
It's
happen.
Stone Cold Steve
But
Austin's
when you hit that
finisher.
move,
It
you
should be
establish it,
portrayed
you
like
pull the three
that.
counts out of it. So
But
that
John
when
Cena's
Seth kicks out of it,
springboard
Seth
stunner
kicks out of it.
just
If they do,
no.
it means something.
Everyone pretty much kicked out of it.
Had he actually beat people with it? My point is, had they looked further down the road than the short term, you would have had a real valid, great, badass finish than just a setup, which now means nothing. There you
Yeah.
have it, guys. 10 times wrestlers were unhappy with their finisher being stolen. Should a wrestler ask permission to use an established move? Let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow us.
Alright. Do I think wrestlers should borrow or ask permission for finishers? When it comes to finishers, I do think so, but at the same time, a move is still a move. No one should really have royalties of it. Unless that wrestler was the one that actually made it famous, then I'd probably say yes. Like Undertaker's Tombstone Pile Driver, I would say yes. If you want to use that move, ask him for permission. And same thing with John Cena's Attitude Adjustment and Triple H's Pedigree. Same thing with Randy Orton's RKO. I think that's really about it. And until next time, guys, don't be crazy. Be insane. Peace.